Hey, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to pop in here because sometimes I do have people who need assistance with certain things, and I think some of these things are very simple, but it's just really I understand where a person's coming from with their perspective. That sometimes when you're looking at something, the hardest place to find something is right up in your face. So when I say things are simple, it's not in a way to disrespect anyone, but I wanted to talk about things by satisfaction by use of a negotiable instrument. Okay. A lot of times when you read an American Express agreement, it'll say that they'll accept negotiable instruments. And then a person will take the negotiable instrument and they'll send it to American Express. They don't take it. And then they're like, what next? So then they end up defaulting on the account or coming out of pocket. A lot of times people need to read their agreement. In the agreement, there are stipulations, there are ways to curtail this from even happening, losing your account or getting your account closed, etc. You have to read your agreement and react. You have to act in a way of reaction opposed to not reaction, proactive, by being proactive instead of reactive. Okay. So now you have to understand accord and satisfaction by use of instrument. All right. So um, A, if a person against whom a claim is asserted proves that a that person in good faith tendered an instrument to the claimant as full satisfaction of the claim, listen to what it says, okay? There's ways to do this. You can do it with a check or a promissory note or a draft or a money order. Continue. Two, the amount of the claim was unliquidated or subject to a bona fide dispute. And three, the claimant obtained payment of the instrument following subsections apply. B, unless subsection C applies to the claim, is discharged if the person against whom the claim is asserted proves that the instrument or an accompanying written communication, okay, uh, you guys, this is listening what it's saying, an instrument or an accompanying written communication contained a conspicuous statement to the effect that the instrument was tendered as full satisfaction of the claim. What instrument you think they're talking about? I'm gonna leave that for y'all in the comment section. What instrument do you think that they're talking about? You I'm not even gonna go that much further. Look, subject to subsection D, a claim is not discharged under subsection B if the following applies. Okay? The reason why most of you guys the drafts, the notes, the documents are getting, you're not reading. You guys are not understanding how to do this. And that's why it takes time. Really, it takes time. Don't try to force this stuff. That's why I tried to do the credit course to show you guys. That buys you time. The credit course buys you time. Because if I could just transfer stuff on one card, I could just discharge it on one card. It doesn't matter. I don't have to do remittance coupons, etc. Anywho, that's just one element. So I could go into remittances and all of that, but I'm not. Okay. The claimant, if an organization proves that within reasonable time before the tender, the claimant sent a conspicuous statement to the person against whom the claim is asserted that the communications concerning disputed debts, including an instrument tendered as full satisfaction of the debt, are to be sent to a designated person, office, or place, and the instrument or accompanying communication was not received by that designated person, office, or place. So they're telling you if you do this, if you're trying to tender an instrument, you're going to need to read this section. It's telling you that the account is not discharged. That's why you guys have to read this slowly until you understand this. Because if you don't, you're not going to get your stuff discharged. It it's really not a discharge. You just have to really authorize them to set off the account, because they are not setting off the account because they don't have authorization. The way that the deal is structured, they don't have any authorization to do it. Okay. The claimant, whether or not an organization proves that within 90 days after payment of the instrument, the claimant tendered repayment of the amount of the instrument to the person against whom the claim is asserted. This paragraph does not apply if the claimant is an organization that I don't know why I put that two times, sent a statement complying with paragraph 1I. D. A claim is discharged if the person against whom the claim asserts proves within reasonable time before the collection of the instrument was initiated, the claimant or an agent of the claimant having direct responsibility with respect to the disputed obligation knew that the instrument was tendered in full satisfaction of the claim. You guys need to read this over and over again until you understand it, because it basically tells you everything you need to know. When you're understanding the UCC, you need to find out what sections to read, and then you actually have to read them and understand them. Then go back to your contracts, because your contracts have elements that are derived from the UCC. That's why you have to know the UCC before you start trying to do anything. In some book, UCC connection and all that stuff, that's not going to help you. You actually have to read the UCC till you understand it, because this basically the UCC lays out everything for you. I do have a private class that I'm going to be doing for 2025. I might bring it to the public. I might not. Most likely I won't. But I may start leaking out some of this UCC so you can understand how the UCC very much reads out. If you look at it in a certain way, it'll show you all the steps to deal with instruments. I'm gonna show that to some of some of the people who've been riding with me. But yeah, I have it laid out to where it shows you what to do with any instrument. But it's funny, I found it by accident. But yeah, you guys, when you're focused on things, you're looking at transferring instruments and all of that stuff. You don't have to read the bill of exchange, but you can. Okay, the bill of exchange will tell you how to turn a instrument into a negotiable instrument, but some of you guys are doing things to the instrument that makes it non-negotiable, and you have to understand what makes the instrument non-negotiable. Are you doing this to your instruments? And sometimes some people need to use common sense, like actually calling the bank or actually sending them a letter to see what to explain the agreement, and you know because you don't understand it, they can't hold you liable for stuff you don't understand. And there's a way that you can send a letter to them to show that too. That if I don't understand how to make payment and you guys are asking for cash and the agreement says that I not to make payments in cash, then why are you guys demanding cash from me? That's a violation of the agreement. And with that being said, I'm out.